with your host, Andrew Romanella.
When you play Battle in Mario Kart and you don't turn off any of the items, there are bananas everywhere. I mean, it's like you're losing your balloons because you're slipping on bananas left and right. Bananas everywhere. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of The Rome Show here on 12ouncesports.com. We're broadcasting live on YouTube, on X, on Roku, and on Fire TV. I am your host, Andrew Romanella. I got you for the next 25 minutes or so. If you want to get in on the action, it's The Rome Show 1, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or the mothership, 12OZ Sports. Follow the show, listen to the show, watch the show anyway you possibly can. We ask that you just share it with a friend. We got a few different topics to talk about today. A straight off the Rome, then some NBA postseason, a little bit of NHL postseason. A bunch of teams in both sports are moving on. And then if we have time, we go deeper into the sports world. I tell you all the time that straight off the Romes aren't something that happen every single day. So today, I got a straight off the Rome for you, and that's where I would like to start this show. Oh, that's not it. All right. So this one really grinds my gears. And if I end up talking about this for the entire show, I have no apologies to give you whatsoever. And I feel like it needs to be said. And this conversation, sadly, may only impact a certain amount of people that listen to this show, but every single person out there has had a mentor, a leader, or a coach that has had a huge impact on their life, and they think about that person more than they probably let anybody know because that person was hugely important for them. And I feel like my straight off the Rome today is coaching is a thankless career. Thankless. It's a fishbowl career. It is a career that you get judged only on the fishbowl environment of game day. But nobody has any recollection of what a coach does outside of just coaching the team, especially at the college level. There's a 0% chance that any person could actually describe what a coach does on a day-to-day basis for a student athlete. Unfortunately, people only judge coaches on what they see on game day. People only judge coaches on the 4 hours they see when they come to the baseball field, the lacrosse field, the hockey rink, the soccer pitch. That's what they're judging a coach on, especially at the college level. Deeper, especially at the not Division I college level. And it's disturbing. It's disturbing that you can't get parents or friends of a program to fully support no matter what you do unless your kid is playing all the time. Excuse me, their kid is playing all the time. It is so often that a parent of a college athlete only wraps up their experience in terms of the playing time that their child got. That the experience is only tied to how much playing time their kid got and not about anything else. Not about the academic side, the standard that the coach is holding your child to make sure that they have their degree when they graduate. Not talking about the friend side, because not every conversation between coach and player is just about the sport. There are countless amounts of conversations that are so beyond the game of baseball that build a relationship, that show support, that show all of the positive things that go on between coach and between player. The psychiatrist, somebody gets in trouble, somebody has a problem with their partner, somebody's in a bad way with a professor, they're not going to mom and dad. They're not going to another person on campus. They're going to their coach instantaneously. The coach is actually in charge of those players 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, though they only get paid like they're in charge of the players for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. What about advisor? Huh? It's one thing to make sure that the kid is going to get a 2.0 and stay eligible and on track for graduation. It's another thing to advise them in life, to advise them in what you should do when you graduate, what you should do in this situation. Hey, here's a story about how I messed this up. Don't do what I did here. Hey, by the way, I have 2 college degrees, okay? And so this may be a path that you should take to help you once you graduate. How about the truth teller? What I've learned in my coaching career is the back end of my 10 years of coaching, maybe the last 5, that there's a whole lot less truth telling coming from the parent or the family of the child, so that when the child gets into college, they cannot handle truth, okay? And that's a problem. And those are just a few things that a coach does for a child in a college program that not one parent sees, or a parent turns a blind eye to, because all they care about is their child's playing time. And you might be saying to yourself, where did this straight off the Rome come from, Andrew? Why, in the 2 of the last 10 shows, you've chosen to pick apart the parent-coach relationship? And the reason why is because I am directly dealing with these struggles right now. I personally think I try my hardest in 99 different ways to be the best possible coach for these kids, to build a relationship with these kids, to make sure that it's beyond just baseball. And like all coaches, I am not perfect. There is no way I'm right in every scenario, and there's no way that I'm a good coach in every scenario. But I try and be honest with my players, and I try and be as forthcoming as possible about what this experience is going to be, how it's going to be, and what we want to accomplish at the end. And we still, to this day, 3 years in, we made our first playoff berth 5 days ago. We got one more weekend of conference play this weekend, and then we go into the postseason. We're doing things we've never done before as a program, but yet there are still people that like to cut you at the legs, because it has nothing to do with actually how good you are at your job. It has nothing to do with how good of a coach you are. It has everything to do about whether or not their child is playing. And to finish my rant, the point is this: if you are somebody out there that is dealing with a coach that has a kid playing a sport, please let the coach be the coach. And there might be times where you're like, whoa, what's going on here? Let the kid handle it. At some point in time, we have to allow children to become adults. And if the legal age is 18, at some point in time, parents need to allow the coach to be the coach, especially at the college level. There is no room for a mom or a dad to say something to a coach, to an administrator, to another fan, another parent that's negatively about anybody, when it's like, dude, you need to figure out where your son lies. And by the way, if your son is insanely happy, maybe, just maybe, it's not that important that he's not playing every day, because he's getting a great experience, learning life lessons, X, Y, and Z. But unfortunately, I just think the culture in the sports world is completely changing. And it's sad. And now we live in a world where parents feel like they can say whatever they want to a coach. Parents can try and get a coach fired, or they could try and ruin a coach's career, all because of one feeling on how a coach treated their child. And a parent is making these claims and these accusations, or having these thoughts, or getting annoyed or being mad, all based off of one day a week when it's just game day. And if their child, and no kid doesn't appropriately express his love for something or a coach, and just comes home and says, oh, I'm mad I didn't play today. Or the mom's mad. Oh, did you play today? No, I didn't play today. Oh, well, it's just ridiculous. So not like, yeah, but I had a great time with my friends, and Coach Romo and I had this awesome exchange, or Coach Bobby and I had this awesome exchange, or I did this, and this, which was really important for the team. No. And do I blame the 20 to 21-year-old kid? Not necessarily, but I do blame the parent. And it's like kind of tiresome because, I talk to coaches all over the place. It's not just a me thing. Everybody deals with it. It's embarrassing. And I reached my line yesterday. Yesterday, I reached my line because I don't show up to anyone else's job and openly criticize how they do their work to other people. Imagine if I showed up to one of my parents' jobs and I sat next to one of their colleagues and I was like, dude, can you believe Linda right now? Can you believe how slow Linda's typing that email? Dude, Johnny, can you believe what Stevie looks like right now? You see that? That's a terrible tie job right there. Wow. Can you believe he said that to his coworker? That tone wasn't very good. Imagine that. Imagine if I just went to anyone else's regular job and just started commenting on everything that they did. That would probably be terrible. But that's exactly what it is on the other end. It's any person can feel like they can come for a coach's job or say whatever they want about a coach or whatever the case is. And it's not okay. It's not okay. And so today I said, I don't care how long I talk about this for. First off, show's the Rome show. Talk about whatever I want. Secondly, I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't know the plethora of fans we have out here, but we need to change this epidemic of parents with coaches and umpires in sports. I can promise you, Rocky Romanella did not agree with 50% of the things that probably went on towards me in my playing career, both hockey, baseball, football, and a year of basketball, though he probably agreed with a lot of that. So we'll take basketball out of it. Never once did my father or my mother pick up the phone and embarrass me as a player because they put me in a terrible spot because they felt like they needed to say something. Never once. And that was not that long ago. And most people and kids that I grow up with, that I still talk to today about what it was like in sports for them, there was no mommy and daddy coddling. There was no talking to the coach about playing time. There was none of that. What the coach says and goes. And by the way, if it's working, stop. And a note to anyone out there, if you don't like playing for a coach, just leave. If your parent doesn't like you playing for a coach, just leave. Go. They created the transfer portal. Get the hell out of here. They have 99 travel organizations in every sport. Get the hell out of here. It's like sad. And so I was really disappointed yesterday. Still am. I was a little disturbed. And it's less about me, less about my program. I know what I do. I know how hard I work. I know what I put on the line for my players. But it's more about the constant conversation about this. It's more about the fact that we are unfortunately not building a better next generation. We are unfortunately not doing anything that's going to help benefit this next group of athletes. Where when I was growing up, it was super easy. It was baseball is a representation of life. So all the things that happen in baseball will help get you prepared for life. Now we're in a culture world where it's like all sports should be happy. Everybody should be able to try. Everybody should be able to play. You shouldn't have to earn anything. Because you're a junior in this program, you deserve playing time. Because you're a senior, you deserve playing time. Because you're a veteran in this organization, you deserve playing time. No, you don't deserve anything. In this life, the best advice I've ever learned is nothing is given. It is all earned. And so, no, because you're on a roster, there is no privilege to play. Because you're on a roster, there is no coach that has to get you playing time. Because you're on a roster, it is coach says and does. It goes. And by the way, you got an issue with your coach, go talk to him, bro. Don't go talk to your parents and tell them and have them spew. That's just sad. Handle problems head on. And my favorite players I've ever coached for handle problems head on. And as somebody that didn't handle his problems head on in college and now looks back and goes, man, I wish I would have given my head coach a little bit more respect in those moments. I'm praying that others can do the same for both me, but this is not me. Coaches everywhere. And we can change this epidemic of kids in sports not being able to handle what needs to happen to become a better athlete. I will change the topic when we get back. Not a lot of time left. Don't care. Told you that at the beginning. My PSA needed to get out today because I need to, if I can be the first voice in changing this parents coddle their kids and don't teach them real life and life lessons type stuff, I'm cool with it. I am so cool with it. And I hope that in 5 years when I'm still on this show and hopefully still coaching, I can say to you, hey, we got kids. We got hard-nosed kids back. We got kids that are ready to run through a wall and have fun doing it and mesh the whole thing. And it's an awesome experience. We win a lot. I'm praying that that's where sports trends in our world. We will trend towards the NBA when we get back from this commercial break. The Rome Show, Andrew Romanella, 12 OZ Sports.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Yeah. It's the Rome Show. 12ozsports.com. Broadcasting live on YouTube, on X, on Roku, and on Fire TV. My rant to start the show, to honestly take up most of the show, was about parents' involvement in sports, more specifically collegiate athletics, and parents believing they can say and do whatever they want because they think they know everything about what a coach does, but they have no idea. You missed that or any part of it. Rome Show Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm just going to roll through some of this, so we'll put on our handy-dandy sports music. This is how we're going to finish the show. Let's talk playoff sports. First and foremost, in the National Basketball Association, last night, the Rockets, they stayed alive against the Warriors, 131-116. It was a big first quarter for the Rockets, outscoring the Warriors by 16. Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry were bad in the first half of this game, and they were bad overall in this game. A combined 6 for 22 for a combined 21 points. That's not what you need for arguably your two best scorers and definitely your best player. Moses Moody led the way with 25 points in 26 minutes off the bench for the Warriors. This game goes back to Golden State for game number 6. Warriors leading the series 3-2. The Timberwolves, they eliminate the Lakers. Yeah, you heard that correctly. The 3-seeded Lakers have been eliminated by the 6-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, don't let that fool you, because these teams are one loss apart or win apart in the win column. They just have to be 3 seed apart in the seeding column. Last night, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert both had 20-plus points, combined for 50 of the Timberwolves, 103 points. Anthony Edwards had 15, not the greatest game. He had 11 rebounds and showed up when he needed to. The Timberwolves, they're moving on. And this is now the second straight year that Anthony Edwards led Timberwolves team has eliminated a superstar in this league. Last year it was Kevin Durant. This year it was twofold. It was LeBron and Luka. Now the Timberwolves await the winner of the Rockets versus the Timberwolves series. In the National Hockey League, the Panthers, they end the Tampa Bay Lightning both by 4-1 in the series number and 6-3 in the game's number. A lot of scoring to go around last night for Tampa Bay. Eetu Luostarinen had 1 goal and 3 assists. For Florida, Brad Marchand, he had 2 assists. I keep forgetting that he was traded from the Bruins to the Panthers for this playoff run. The Panthers, they're moving on. So are the Washington Capitals. Yeah, Ovi had a goal in this game, but a lot of goal scoring for the Caps. They win 4-1, eliminating the Montreal Canadiens. And the Winnipeg Jets, they win 5-3 against the St. Louis Blues to take a 3-2 series lead. So now the Caps are set for a dance with the Hurricanes, and the Panthers are awaiting the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa. I don't know why I always do that. Ottawa Senators winner. That series is tied at 3-2 a game tonight. We also have the Stars and the Avalanche game 6 tonight, as well as the Golden Knight Wild game 6 and the Kings and Oilers game 6. In the National Basketball Association, the games going on tonight are the Knicks versus the Pistons in Detroit for game number 6, and the Nuggets at the Clippers in Los Angeles for game number 6. That's your playoff rundown here on the Rome Show. 12ozsports.com, broadcasting live on YouTube, X, and on Roku TV. I am your host, Andrew Romanella. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Until then, we appreciate you. You be electric today, and peace.
Thank you for listening.